Hello, children. Are you ready for today's story? Put away your toys and any distraction, and make sure your ears are ready to listen. Let's take a deep breath together and get ready to discover something amazing. Jesus walks on water. Jesus had just finished teaching thousands of people, and he had done something truly incredible. He fed over 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. The disciples were amazed. They had never seen anything like it. As the sun began to set and the crowds went home, Jesus turned to his disciples and said, "Get into the boat and go ahead of me across the lake. I will meet you later." Jesus then went up to a mountain alone to pray. He loved spending quiet time with his heavenly Father. The disciples got into their boat and began rowing across the Sea of Galilee. The water was calm at first, and they talked about everything that had happened that day. Maybe they were still laughing about the little boy's lunch turning into a meal for thousands. But as the night grew darker, the wind began to blow. The waves started to rise. Water splashed into the boat. The disciples grabbed the sides tightly. They rowed and rowed, but they could barely move forward. Their arms were tired. Their clothes were soaked, and it felt like the night would never end. "Wait, what is that?" They all looked. Someone was walking on the sea. The disciples were terrified. "It's a ghost," they shouted, shaking with fear. But then, a familiar voice called out, "Don't be afraid, it is I." It was Jesus walking on the water, calm and strong, right in the middle of the storm. The water was wild, the wind was fierce, and Jesus walked across the waves like it was solid ground. Peter stood up in the boat. "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you on the water." Jesus smiled and said, "Come." So Peter stepped out of the boat. He put one foot on the water and then the other. And to his amazement, he didn't sink. Peter was walking on the water toward Jesus. But then, Peter looked away from Jesus. He noticed how strong the wind was. He saw how big the waves were. And suddenly he felt afraid. The moment Peter focused on the storm instead of Jesus, he started to sink. "Lord, save me," he cried. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand, caught Peter, and pulled him up. "Why did you doubt?" Jesus asked gently. "Where is your faith?" They walked back to the boat together. As soon as Jesus stepped into the boat with Peter, the wind stopped. Everything was still and peaceful. The disciples looked at Jesus with wide eyes. "Truly, you are the Son of God," they said. They had seen miracles before, but this moment showed them something powerful. Jesus has control over everything, even the wind and the sea. So kids, remember this. Whenever you're scared, confused, or going through a tough time, just like the stormy sea, keep your eyes on Jesus. He is always with you, and he will never let you sink. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to share your lessons with your friends. I will see you next time for another fantastic story.